Hi, and welcome to 2.2 Simplifying Expressions. Today we're going to be talking about combining like terms. So let's take a look. We've got some expressions right here. Number one, 3x plus 5x plus 4y. So we're looking for things that match in the variable. So I have 2 with y in them, and my exponent of them also matches. If you look at these two, they match. So those are the ones I'm going to combine together. So I'm going to combine 5 and 4 together. So I have 6x plus 4y. If I look at number 2, I look for things that match. If there's anything where the variable or variables match and the exponents match. Here I have constants that match. Constant is a term we talked about last time. It's a number that stands alone. And I've got 8 and 6. So I'm going to add together 8 and 6. So I get 14 plus 4RS. And if I look at the instructions, it says write each answer with the variables in alphabetical order, any constant term last. So the way I wrote it is the right answer, but not exactly, because we want to have it written where the variables come first, where anything with the variables. So I'm going to write 7RS plus 14. Okay, I will let you try 3 on your own, and then let's look at number 4. So I have a plus b squared plus a plus ab squared plus ab squared. Okay, I've got two terms that match, ab squared and ab squared. Now I ask myself, there's got to be a hidden number in front of those because it's not 0. But when I don't see any number written in front, there's a hidden 1 in front of each one, the 1. A hidden 1 in front of each one. So I'm going to add together those two ones. So I get a stays by itself, a, and then I've got plus 1 is 2, a, b squared. Okay. I'm going to skip down to let's do number 7. Okay. I've got 9xy plus xy minus 9xy. Now here again, I've got a hidden 1 right here. So I've got 9xy plus 1xy minus 9xy. So I can do add them together. 9 plus 1 is 10 minus 9 equals 1. So I'm left with 1xy. Now we normally don't leave it, we don't say 1xy, we usually just say x, y. We don't normally have the 1 in front. If you leave the 1 in front on the test, I'm totally fine with that, but Pearson's will not like it if you leave the 1 out in front. Okay, let's take a look at number 8. Okay, let's look for matching terms. So my little trick I do is I see that we've got two things that match. I've got ABs and I've got A cubed B. So my first thing that matches, I do a single line underneath, and my other thing, I do a double line, so they go together. If you like that, use it. If you don't, don't. And then I'm going to add in my secret ones that are hidden. I've got 1 here and a 1 here. So I've got 1a cubed b plus 1a cubed b. So that gives me 2a cubed b minus 2 minus 2. So that's going to be negative 4ab. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. So now on this one, I'm going to do something a little bit different where I am going to use the associative property of multiplication for multiplication with variables. So I've got 3 in parentheses 10a. So really this is the same as 3 times 10 times a. So on this one, I'm going to say, okay, what's 3 times 10? And I get 30a. So I just multiply my numbers together, just like I normally would, and I'll get a number. So let's do number 11, and I'm going to leave 10 and 11 for you, 10 and 12 to do on your own. Negative 4 times 2 gives me negative 8, and then my variable comes along for the ride, negative x squared. Okay, now let's take a look at these ones at the bottom, okay? These ones I have at the bottom that I am going to do. I'm going to use the distributive property. So this is something we haven't talked about yet, but here I'm going to take that 6 and I'm going to multiply it because those parentheses mean multiply, but I'm going to distribute it to each term inside my parentheses. So 6 times b, 6 times 6. So I get 6 times b, 6. I don't like this one because it's 6 and the b. I'm going to use capital B. 6b plus 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So I get 3b plus 36 as my final answer. And also on this one, you see I've got variable first, then my constant. Okay, let's look at number 14. Again, I'm going to distribute. So I've got 7, and I'm going to multiply it by each term. 7 times x, 7 times negative 1. 7 times x is 7x minus 7. 7 times negative 1 gives me negative 7. Okay, bada bing. Okay, I'm going to let you try 15 on your own. Let's do 16 together. Negative 2 times parentheses 5r plus 3. Okay, I'm going to distribute. So I draw my little distribution underneath. So I have negative 2 times my first term and negative 2 times my second term. So negative 2 times 5r. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10r. And then I've got negative 2 times positive 3, which gives me negative 6. Okay, there's more ones for you to practice. Plus, of course, there's some in your homework too. Okay, we got some more to look at. Whoa, I zoomed in too much zoom. Looking for the right amount of zoom. Okay, I got some of the ones that I did before, so I'm leaving those, but I'm going to do number 10. So number 10, I have parentheses and a lot of stuff happening, okay? So I'm going to think about PEMDAS for a second. So with PEMDAS, it's parentheses first. Are there anything actionable in the parentheses? Any like terms I can combine or anything that I could add or subtract that goes together? I do not have anything that goes together inside those parentheses. I don't have any exponents. Now I'm going to ask myself, multiply or divide. Do I have multiplication or division? When I distribute that 2 to each of the terms inside the parentheses, that in fact is multiplication. So I'm going to do that as my first steps. 2 times 4y and then 2 times 3. So I get 10 plus 2 times 4 is 8y plus 2 times 3 plus 6. But I can't leave my answer like this because you notice I've got 2 like terms. I've got 2 constants. I have 10 and a 6 over here that I need to combine. So I get 10 plus 6, 16. So I'm going to put my variable first. 8y plus 16 is my final answer. And I've got it in order of variables first and then my constant. Okay, these are more complicated. Let's keep trying these, okay? I'm going to zoom in. Let's do this one, number 19. Okay, I'm going to cover this up there. So here I'm going to multiply and distribute because that's my first step. So my 9 gets distributed to each of my terms. So I have my 2 stays alone. I'm going to multiply out. I get 2 plus 9m minus 4 times 9 is 36. And now I've got some like terms right here. I've got my 2 and my 36, and I'm going to combine those together. So first, I'm going to write my variable 9m, and I'm going to figure out what I'm adding or subtracting to it. And I've got 2 plus negative 36, which equals negative 34. There we go. Final answer. Okay, let's do this last one together as well. Okay, this one has a lot happening. as well. Okay, we're going to distribute first, and then we're going to add. So, distribute my 6 to each term. So 6 times 3 is 18y, and then negative 3 times 6 is negative 18 plus 18. Got these two go together, right? They're both constants. They cancel, so got easy math. So it's equal to 18y. Awesome. Okay, now let's move on. So now we have a lot of stuff happening on these ones, okay? I'm going to cover this one with a sticky note. Let's see if I can do that. Cover it. I'm going to cover my other problem down here so that, oops. So we can write over it and it won't distract me. Ooh, this is harder than it looks. Okay, I'm going to put another post-it note. There we go. So now we don't see the other one. Okay, now I can write on it. Okay, let's take our steps here. We are going to look inside our parentheses first, PEMDAS. I cannot do anything inside my parentheses. I can't simplify. Let's think about, can I have any exponents? No. So then I've got to multiply where I can. I have a multiplication right here. Those are being multiplied by each other. And then I don't know how my pen color changed to pink, but we're going to go with it. And I'm going to distribute my 2 to each one of these as well and multiply. So those are both multiplies. So I have negative 14y minus 5. And then I've got right here my distribution with my 2. So 2 times 10 is plus 10y plus 2 times 7 gives me 14. So now I look at this and I say, do I have any like terms, anything that goes together? I've got some y's that go together, and I've got some constants that go together. Okay, I've got negative 14y plus 10y. So that gives me negative 4y. And then I've got 14 minus 5. That gives me plus 9. And that is my final answer. I have simplified as much as I can. Now you notice that I never solved for y. I don't have a final number. There's no equal sign in this, so I'm just simplifying as much as possible. Okay, now I want to get rid of all this so that I can do the next one. Let's see if I'm capable of that. Oh no, I've lost it. Hang on, let me bring it back. Okay. There we go. Okay. Last one right here. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let's take a look here. I've also got another one where I'm going to ask myself about PEMDAS. I have some parentheses, but I can't action them. I have no exponents, so I'm going to multiply where I can. This is a multiply, and then this times this is a multiply, and this times this is a multiply. So let's take it one step by step. 6 times negative 3 gives me negative 18x. And then this negative 9 just comes along for the ride. I didn't do anything to it. And then I distribute my 3 times negative 2 gives me negative 6x. 3 times 6 gives me positive 18. And now I'm going to group together anywhere that I can. Let's look for like terms. These both have an x in them right here. So those are like terms. And then I've got negative 9 and positive 18. Those are like terms as well. So I'm going to combine. Negative 18x minus 6x is more negative. So that's going to give me negative 22x. Then I've got 18 minus 9. Addition doesn't matter what order you do it in. So I'm mixing it up, putting the positive number first. Sometimes that's easier. And it gives me positive 9. And there we go. Final answer right there. Awesome. If this is not intuitive, we will keep practicing in class as well as the homework in Pearson's. Thank you. Have a great day.